Matthew Stafford. The Lions reportedly have already talked to 1/3 of the league about Matthew Stafford. Now, to me, this just feels like an effort to get more people to call. Like, you better hurry up. We've already talked to 10 teams. And that when you say 1/3 of the league, it sounds like a bigger deal. It's only 10 teams. I mean, shouldn't there be more than 10 teams calling the Lions about Matthew Stafford? This is glass 2/3 empty to me, not 1/3 full.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. When we start naming the franchise quarterbacks, I mean, what do you get to? Maybe 12? I would say it's fewer than half the teams in the league actually have a franchise quarterback. So absolutely, if I'm one of those teams who doesn't have a franchise quarterback, I'm at least making the call. What's it going to take? What are you asking for Matthew Stafford? And you know, it's worth a phone call at the least. And maybe he's not the guy you want in the end, but it's worth a phone call to at least inquire about what it would take to get him if he's an upgrade for you. Now, some teams, I would argue that he's not going to be an upgrade for, even those that we don't say have a franchise quarterback. I mean, we talked about this yesterday, Mike. This is a guy that's only made one Pro Bowl. We do have questions about whether it was actually the talent around him or how much of it was Matthew Stafford. Can he stay on the field? There's the injury history. There's a lot of questions with Matthew Stafford. So if you're going to go out and get him and trade draft picks for him, you better make sure that he's an upgrade over what you have or what you can obtain.
And the more I think about this, the more skeptical I am about the motivation here. I think this is the Lions grabbing a megaphone and trying to get more people to call. I think they're stunned that it's only been 10 teams. And it could be that they're thinking there are other teams out there that were being deliberately coy, deliberately slow, deliberately aloof because they don't want to give up too much. And the reality is this market's going to be driven by how many teams come to the table serious about trying to acquire Matthew Stafford. You need at least 2. You know, in a normal trade scenario, sometimes your best leverage is screw it, we just won't trade him. Once the guy wants out and once you've decided you're going to move on, you need 2. 3's better, 4's great, 5, 6, 7, 8, even more than that. But and if they had 10 serious suitors right now, that's all we need. See, just because you get a call doesn't mean anything, right? Somebody calls, hey, what do you want for Matthew Stafford? Oh, you want that much? Click. So we don't know the substance of the calls. We don't know who initiated the calls. Maybe it's new GM Brad Holmes calling teams, and he just made it through the first 10 on the list. Maybe it's calls coming into them. This is a chess match with multiple layers and levels, and the goal is to end up getting the most you can. And when one of the guys at the center of the chess match is talking about biting off kneecaps, I don't know how much subtlety is going to be involved in these negotiations.
Well, and Mike, I don't know what the Lions think they are going to get from Matthew Stafford, but my guess is it's going to be less than what they think they're going to get for Matthew Stafford. I mean, I'm not giving up 2 first-round draft picks for this guy. To me, it's going to have to be a fairly good deal. I might think about a first-round draft pick if it's lower in the first round and I'm not going to get one of those top quarterbacks. But I don't think I'm giving up a ton for Matthew Stafford, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with you. And again, it comes down to slowly and gradually and carefully cultivating a market where you pit one against the other. And the best thing to do, if you could find it, and I haven't really thought about this, but if you can find 2 teams in the same division, right? Colts, Texans. If the Texans move on from Deshaun Watson, if you can find 2 teams in the same division, that's the way to drive the price up. And, you know, I think that this is not going to be easy for the Lions, but there is a way to do it. If they play it smart, there is a way to do it to get more than maybe they should. Anthony Lynn, by the way, has been announced as the new offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, so he is joining the kneecap-biting brigade there with Dan Campbell and company.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.